matter whether you're zone, man-to-man, switches, traps, whatever, full court, tight pressure, if you can stop the basketball a reasonable distance from the rim, you're going to be very successful. The second and last objective we have is to get the basketball. I want these guys to understand what we're trying to do as a team. Stop the ball and get the ball. If it's on the floor, we'd like to get it there. If it's off the rim, we'd like to get it there. If it's loose, anywhere, in the air, we'd like to get it. Now those are the two things we want to do. We don't talk about much else in terms of defensive objectives. Then we set our teaching approach to those particular objectives. And we have about 7 principles, and that's what we're going to cover this morning. Those 7 principles. Before we even talk about the principles, we think, well, is there anything else these guys have to have that you aren't really going to teach, but they have to have in order to be good defensive players? And we're thinking about that, and I think you got to be able to anticipate. I mean, you can't be a reactor and play defense. You have to react on offense. It's kind of troublesome when you've got offensive players who do nothing but anticipate and throw passes to the spot and figure that guys are going to cut when they don't. But clearly, if you can get the attitude established that we want you to get a little bit defensively, do some guesswork. I think you can be that much better. You can actually get the ball in the form of turnover. So we want to foster that attitude. And the second attitude we want to foster, or the second understanding that's necessary, is for us a tough one. It's toughness. Just the notion of toughness. You hear coaches from Coach Del Harris on down through grade school coaches say, I like the way that guy plays defense. He's tough. Or I wish our defense was tougher. We want to be tough to play against. It requires the ability to be a bit physical. The game has changed much over the years, and there's a genuine calling to be physical. It requires youngsters to develop strength. I think everybody is into building some strength. But strength in and of itself doesn't do much good if it doesn't translate to the floor in the form of toughness. At our camps, I often talk about this. This may sound blasphemous to the coaches, maybe to some of the players who don't like it. But I often say I can usually pick out a basketball player who plays football because they have developed a degree of toughness. I know of no other activity where going at somebody and not stopping before contact is a part of the game. Teaching that, teaching second and third effort is inherent to football. And I have come to the point where I really believe that playing football for those physically capable is one way of developing toughness. There are those who have it naturally, whether they ever step on a football field or not. And there are those who haven't developed it because they've not had the opportunity to go into someone or have someone hit them and have to keep battling, which is what you have to do on the football field. So for those of you who are inclined to think, I don't know if I want my players playing football, I think it's one of the great teachers of one of my prerequisites for basketball that there is. I'm talking about toughness. Now once we've established that, then we begin with our principles. And I shifted this sheet that I handed them the morning of October 15th has already undergone one change. I used to have converted getting back as an understanding. They had to have the understanding. We didn't have to teach it. I said, well, we emphasize these guys will get back. After 3 weeks of practice, I discovered I have to teach getting back. It doesn't happen. go back leisurely. They prefer to play defense while retreating instead of retreating and attacking. Again, if you're going to be in